But moving on, of course, as you talked about the mirror matchups, it's more that point. It's more about how both of these teams play intellectually, because you're going to look for the minor errors in each other's strategies, because the utility that they have is pretty much the same. They have the same cards to play with. It's just about how you play them and how you exactly execute your sites and post-plan scenarios. And as long as the talk about having a different pick goes, most of the times, from what I've seen, especially in the EMEA region, is that teams particularly go for double agents that pair up nicely with each other. So if someone has a breach, chances are they're probably going to go with the jet as their duelist, because the pairing up is just extremely nice. The jet can dash in right behind breach's flash. The timing works out absolutely perfectly, and the same goes with the raise and the sky, because the trailblazer or the dog, once you use it, the satchel intakes get the whole lot easier.
Obviously, but I feel like a lot of the players have just like their duos is always like we have tried like seen that it changes from like team to team as well. Something they're just
Yeah.
comfortable with, something they've played on the like a few times as well. But the break is over. It's the time for real action here. Lethal Esports on the attacker side. We have Chapri 5 on the defensive side. Let's see what's going to unfold. They have equally divided, not exactly equally, with 3 players outside B, 2 players towards the A side. The mid is completely empty. Not is going to peek. Stuns coming in from breach. Just a couple of
Maybe
shots being fired left and right.
Maybe they're getting a bit more aggressive behind the flash. He pushes out, but the alarm bot is going to catch him off guard. Hence, Zerflag gets almost a free pick, and Lethal there already down an Omen. That's a huge loss for them, because now they don't have any smokes to deny entries. Their paranoia, I'm pretty sure, is gone as well. So they're already a foot behind, and hence Lethal Esports, they're going to take advantage of this and already hit the A site with no hesitation whatsoever. Chapri 5, they're sort of forced to play a post plan, but the utility resistance is just on point. GamerX finds the first pick, and the nano swarms are making this site take all the more difficult for Lethal.
And exactly, look at the damage that has been done onto the side of Lethal Esports before even they have planted. Obviously, with a shot coming in from GamerX. Elsa goes down. Player Bravo coming in from behind. Before the spike was even planted, each player goes down with the Bravo getting headshot in the end. And one thing that you were absolutely right in pointing it out, that we discussed in the start of the stream as well. The Killjoy and how its ability is like a big pain in whatever you want to call it, but exactly how much damage has been dealt, and before you like take the side, 2 of your players are down to 40% HP. They can't exactly provide like some kind of defense. They are on the back foot, and now it's just very easy for Chapri 5 to go for that retake, whatever you like, even if the bomb was planted, if the spike was planted, so like go for retake. But yeah, that's what I wanted.
Chapri 5, they did lose in the first blood last round, but they managed to convert behind the utility usage, of course. This time around, it's Lethal Esports. Now, they don't have a good arsenal to work with, but they still have bought into a couple of sheriffs, so it's still convertible, of course. Ooh, Nomi spots Woody out. A couple of shots sent their way, but no damage dealt whatsoever. Lethal, they're taking their sweet time with this one, of course. They don't have anything to be extra aggressive about, but they're just looking to deal some damage onto Chapri 5's economy, try to get a couple of picks, and maybe look out for some sort of aggression from Lethal Esports if they do go for it, and hence find an entry into the site. But other than that, they're just simply looking to take some weapons away, deal some extra damage onto Chapri's economy.
They're waiting it out. Just slowly and steadily pushing, but with all of the noise, exactly where the shot is coming in. GamerX with that recon bolt, he found the location of just one person, but exactly can't do much about it. Still not peeking. Just takes a fight pick, goes on the bolt, and he has been smoked off.
Ravi pushed out all the way towards the CT side, but Pandarox is ready and waiting. Player Bravo finds 2 to his name, and Nomi going to help GamerX out as he takes out Isa, and a flawless round as Pandarox puts the second to his name and the second round on board for Chapri 5 as well. Once again, a very clean round for Chapri 5. Lethal Esports, they initially played extremely slow, took their sweet time with it, but as soon as they felt like they were prepared to enter, they did go in, but it was just a bit too much to deal with, especially with the Spectres that Chapri 5 had in their hands.
And obviously, with the site being taken, especially Gamer X, he didn't panic at all. He was throwing those recon posts on his like, and he didn't even like took a peek, then went back. Didn't go through the smoke as well, and they was absolutely sure of what they wanted. They were like, oh, let's just get them like let them get into the part of the site, maybe just like onto half of the site, and maybe we'll go for just a bit the moment these smokes fades off, or maybe somebody makes a mistake. So they knew exactly they had the advantage. They didn't to make some kind of mistake or aggressive situation. They waited for enemy to get in a difficult position, a vulnerable state. They just took them out as well. More of a question mark as well. They didn't exactly. Lethal Esport went into the B side. They were just outside B trying to go for those duels, which obviously it was difficult since you lost the pistol round.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit questionable as well that they didn't exactly go straight for bomb plant and get that extra economy in, but it's fine. The round is over. Now they have rifles to work with, and this is going to be their prime round to take because Jabri 5, they're still working on bonus weaponry. So far, they have found the entry into the site. Jabri 5, once again, playing the same post-plant scenario that they have in the last 2 rounds. Spike goes down, and now a full-on 5-on-5 retake. Naomi Place finds the first pick. Lethal once again on a back foot as the KJ goes down. So the post plant utility has been denied, and Pandarox just gets the perfect timing, and he finds 2 behind it as the Omen finishes up Isa as well. Jabri 5, they're just playing this extremely well coordinated, and it clearly shows.
What happened with that pistol? Everything should have worked out with that, but Killjoy coming in, getting those 2 headshots connected right there and then easily. That is a bit of an unfortunate situation for Lethal Esports. They got the plant. It would look like a very well-off executed strategy. They got the plant. They didn't take too much damage to their bodies as well. But unfortunately, they weren't able to defend the spike. And this is what I was talking about. It was Pandorax just going in, taking down Woody, and
look at
obviously, and look at that, yeah, exactly. And look at like the second shot coming in. That was particularly very impressive. The distance was too much. Obviously, the other guy was flashed. He had the advantage, but I mean, even with the flash, you still need to get the shot connected. Is where I'm like sometimes get impressed at.
See, RZ, the thing is, they're pro players. We aren't. We're gonna have trouble hitting that one. They shouldn't. That's why they're in the semifinals, of course. And Isa, oh, sure, okay, we talked about not having troubles, but that was just unfortunate. No, GamerX holding the front line over towards middle all by himself with 7 bullets to go in the magazine, but he's just not afraid. And through the smoke, Woody connects, and the KJ follows up with one of their own. Now all tied out, 3 against 3. No weaponry retrieved. So they're still working with sheriffs.
I still feel like that's a good trade coming in from their side. Oh, Ravi. He was hoping to get his hands on a gun, and he got it. A huge boost to their team right now.
Yeah, things could have gotten a bit too much difficult for Chopper 5 if the Jet is able to convert behind this Pandarox. He could get the timing absolutely perfect. Here he finds 2 massive frags. Ravi is now the last one alive, up against 2. Still winnable, but only 30 seconds to go. He needs to make a decision, and he needs to make one fast. Player Brower knows exactly where he is, and a player coming in from the flank as well. Should be an easy one, but Nomi whiffs. That a bit too close to call. Nomi shouldn't have missed that much, but it's all right. Jabri 5 once again convert the round, and as long as you win, there's nothing you should really be complaining about. The economy has developed into such a great state for Jabri 5 that they can probably end up losing 2 rounds and still have a full buy to work with. So Lethal Esports, they really need to shake things up because they are struggling, and they're struggling by a huge margin right now.
I mean, Novim plays, even after those missing a few rounds, I was like, oh, he needs to reload, and by that time, I really hope his teammate doesn't engage. It almost went almost the other way, but unfortunately for Team Jabri 5, they made it through in the end. Nomi plays with the operator in the hand, just peeking on the mid side. Woody, I'm quite sure he's smart enough not to take a peek. He will.
Oh, he will.
Just, I think he's just. Oh, come on, Nomi. Just like, don't give us that much of a suspense. You could have just waited it out. But I feel like he was just lining up his recon bolt. And yes, still. Oh, there's the smoke that is coming in. He was waiting for that, and now the 2 players from the B side, 1 player from mid is just getting connected and pushing towards the A side. A link is being contested.
The aftershock going to keep Ravi at bay at least for a little while. The stun going to hold them back just for a little bit longer, and meanwhile Isa gets taken down. Again, a good amount of utility that's been taken away from Lethal Esports here. They don't have smokes to enter with, so they're just gonna have to rely on Ravi to find something miraculous, but that isn't going to be the case as player Bravo denies him the entry, and now only 2 players remain. Make that 1 as Woody falls as well, and GamerX with the cleanup kill onto the KJ, and Jabri 5 up 5-0, and a flawless round is going to be just a big dagger into Lethal's economy.
I mean, not just like player Bravo's utility was so impressive that even with the players coming onto the A link and being contested by like 3 or 4 players, the dash, like Jet couldn't dash in, he was flashed out, tried to use smoke as well, but player Bravo got him. Other than that side, it like the Omen versus Omen, the way he used that smoke, it's called one side smoke, Elsa couldn't do anything. As soon as he walked onto the main side, he got out as well. So that's 2 players down on the side of Lethal Esports before even they thought of entering the site.
Yeah.
The way Chapri 5 is using the utility, impressive.
Yeah, and the utility from player Bravo, it also allowed them to get the kill on Isa rather easier, because probably Lethal Esports had coordinated when they were going to push in, but as soon as the stun came in, they were forced to stay back, but the coordination wasn't fast enough, so Isa was peeking out single-handedly. He had no help whatsoever from the other side to distract the Omen, hence he just had to walk right out of a one-way, and the fight was all the more difficult for him. Hence the first pick, that was extremely crucial for Chapri 5 to work with, because the kill on Isa also made sure that Lethal Esports did not have any smokes to work with, so there was no vision that could have been denied for Chapri 5.
Right here.
Something that you mentioned a bit earlier, some things needs to be changed right now. This one, I'm not hoping so much with obviously the economy on the side of Lethal. They have just like bought up a couple of pistols, maybe half shields, but going against operators, and obviously the ultimates are also ready on the side of Chapri 5. So it's not going to be a much expectations coming from this round, but yes, things need to be different.
Oh! Domi
What
through the
a shot.
smoke! Wow, the anticipation is just absolutely great. But Isa finally connects with the Sheriff this time around. Now all tied up 3-3. The paranoia misses onto the KJ, but still going to force him to stay back, at least for a little while. But Isa misses the shot with the AWP. Now the Omen for Chapri 5 is in a world of misery, but he still manages to find one before he gets taken out. The spike should go down. Isa continues to provide for his team, and now Pandroxy needs down in a 1v1. The KJ ultimate available as well, but Woody, he has his Hunter's Fury available to take the lockdown down as well. Okay, there you go. The KJ ults out, and so is the Hunter's Fury, which is gonna give Pandarox some time to work with. And the lockdown,
What?
It didn't get denied. That
What
should
just
be a
hap-
free defuse.
What just happened? Oh, oh god, if things can go wrong, what went wrong for Team Lethal Esports in a single question? It could be this. I mean, there are a lot of other reasons as well, but if you could ask simply...
They are down 5-0 already. I mean,
Obviously, I can like, okay, but what went wrong majorly? Like, I could be this one. And obviously, other than that, Pandorax played really well. He didn't exactly commit to it. It left it the moment that he heard the footsteps of like, with the Woody coming in, just trying to go for that like defensive for this site as well. But I'm glad Pandorax made it sure that it all worked out in the end. And even if his killjoy, like his ultimate went down, I am quite sure he knew whether those like darts were coming in, whether his ultimate was coming in. He contested this time.
Ooh.
And here comes the ultimate from this Lethal Esports side. Still have 3 seconds to play. Oh, and this gives him a bit of a room to play from the back of the side. As soon as he smoked off, might just deal a lot of damage.
oh, Player Bravo is inside, but Pandarox makes sure that Player Bravo stays safe. Meanwhile, 4 players for Lethal have already fallen. It's all down to the KO. And he has taken 2, but there's just too much to deal with. He should eventually go down as he gets flashed, and the final kill is just as easy for Bravo. But Pandarox just makes sure that there's no way they lose Bravo in that amidst that chaos. So the coordination, the
Oh.
team play for Jabri 5 is just absolutely magnificent right now.
Obviously, I mean, going through the smoke to the side of back of the B, where the player Bravo was stunned, couldn't move, and made sure that his player didn't die. And obviously, player Bravo couldn't do anything. He was on the back of the side. He had to make sure a bigger rotation coming back towards the mid side to just get away from that ultimate. But yes, Pandorox was brilliant. He didn't care about anything else, whether the main B was contested, whether the A1 play was coming in. He made sure that, oh, I need to provide support to my teammate, and he did exactly that. Oh, Nomi plays takes a lot of damage from Eevee. He didn't exactly predict shots coming from all the way outside B.
Well,
Mid
behind the
link.
pick, they have decided to rotate out over towards A, but it's once again player Bravo who they have to deal with. The aftershock. Oh, it's not being utilized, but the flash was good enough to keep the players at bay. But it's Super 5 that get the first 2 frags. Omen in a world of trouble. The paranoia going to keep him safe at least for a little while, but his position is known. The backup is arriving into the site. Issa goes onto the plant.
With the Sova making so much noise, can he do much? Obviously, GamerX gets one and the second. I was questioning, can he do much? And the answer is big yes.
Oh, Ravi gets
Gamer
two.
gets the second. Obviously, that's a amazing performance coming in. But right now, Gamer is just too good. Obviously, he's the OG. He's the real gamer here. I mean, really, he was immaculate with his performance, with his mechanical skills. But unfortunately, didn't have the time to get his aim onto the Gamer X. 3 kills coming in from him in that retake. And the way he was coming onto the side, I was not sure why he might be able to get anything. But he was impressive.
I'm sort of questioning why Woody didn't look back when Issa did go down to Gamer X. Woody was just looking over towards main. Sure, there was a player present, but Gamer X had literally dropped into the site, so it should have been sort of the first priority. But
Exactly.
it's all right. You're already 8-0 down because this has to be the turning point. Because if you lose the next round, sure, you're in an ego right now. It's probably going to be a 9-0 at this point. But behind the Jet Ultimate, they have to convert something. At least get a few kills, save some rifles for later down the line as well. But give us something, because the Lethal Esports, this is their map pick.
I really like
they
the
need to
fact,
come
I'm sorry I'm cutting you off, and Flick, the way you're trying to provide hope to this team is like, oh guys, give us something. Take some rifles away at least. I'm sorry. But yeah, something that you pointed out other than that this is their pick. Lethal Esports went with this pick on the first map. This is not the third map, this is not the decider map. This is their supposed to be comfort. But losing 9-0 seems like we are in for like Chapri 5 as champions, guys. Come on. I don't want to call like Chapri 5 as champions. Maybe, I'm sorry. It just sounds a bit funny. I can't be like making a serious face and while saying that.
And I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that. Faraz will be commentating instead of us for that one, so we're safe.
Oh,
We're safe. But before we get
Yeah.
there, of course, every 5 they need to win this map and the whole series in particular. Of course, comebacks can happen. I've seen one from 11-3 as well. It happened in the recent Valorant lock-in tournament where Fnatic won the final map for 11-3. So anything's possible, really. It's Valorant. It's competitive esports, of course. But
That's not
Lethal
PUBG,
Esports,
huh?
I didn't
Oh.
say it. I did not say it.
You wanted to say it. Oh, but they were guessing a Pandora. Nomi plays, uses his ultimate in a round which is supposed to be obviously a difficult one. He had his hands as an operator. Another shots coming in from inside takes down Woody. Killjoy just going on to the B side. They have a lot of control, but the spike is almost towards the mid. But like pizza side or mid market, whatever you want to call it. Nomi plays coming in. Oh, he gets spotted. Takes on one of the utility. Killjoy playing from B back.
The spike still not in the hands of Lethal Esports, and it's going to make things all the more difficult for them because player Bravo, he's going to spot out, but the Omen ultimate coming to the rescue. Issa retrieves the spike, the plan coming in, and Nomi, he's expecting Ravi to be here. The flash going to clear him out. Bravo gets the pick, takes a few bullets, but he gets there.
He gets the job done.
The aftershock going to clear another player out, leaving Issa all on his own, and there's only so much he can do with 2 players right on his face. And with Jabri 5, they're up 10-0. Lethal Esports yet to win a single round. We've had quite a few close ones, and it seems like Lethal somehow managed to do better in eco rounds. We've seen a couple of eco rounds go the way of 1v2s and 1v1s, so maybe just try going with pistols at this point, but they need something here because this is their own map pick. It is going to be absolutely devastating if they lose like even 13-5. That is not a good scoreline, especially when you're heading into your opponent's map pick.
And all the way from Revi to Woody, there's not a player who has a substantial amount of impact. Everybody's struggling to get amount of kills. Like it's 3 kills on the bottom side, 6 on the top side. Oh, and with Elsa going down, it's like one trade, but Bravo is in a very deep trouble. He uses his utility to get out. He's successful without even taking a damage to the bullet. Nomi is getting a bit aggressive. He needs to be careful. Lands a shot, tries to get out. A couple of smokes coming in. They got a control of A rafter, sorry, A main. Still a long shot from here right now. Gamer using his utility to deal a bit of damage to Levi. Second damage coming in. Second dart coming in. He's getting aggressive. He can just get back.
Oh, the confidence turns into a bit of an overconfidence, but the trade is good. And, well, that's all that matters right now because Lethal Esports, they are once again on the back foot. Chubby5, they have the lockdown to work with as well, so that's going to further help them out. Lethal Esports, 2 of their players have been tagged down quite a lot as well. The KJ just below 50 HP as well. So things are not looking good, if anything, for Lethal Esports at the moment, even on the scoreboard and in this round particularly.
And especially when you talk about the utility on the side of team Lethal Esports, I fear it's not going to be much. And especially look at the HP of Killjoy. It's absolutely nothing.
They're gonna walk in. He misses the shot. They have a window to enter the site, but the stun from the breach, he allows it to get him 1. 10 seconds to go. The KJ lockdown available, but the final player is up against 2. Pandarox coming on to a flank, and I'm pretty certain they're expecting it. Woody going to play close, but never mind. He just walks right out, and Pandarox gets the timing right. Still, has dealt a lot of damage onto Woody. That's probably going to be a rather easier fight. The flash timing is perfect. The double peek is absolutely perfect. And Lethal Esports finally put 1 round on board.
That was still an impressive round coming from Lethal Esports. I mean, it was a 3v3. The way they entered the site, I thought they might lose their 2 players to play Bravo. No. But after Nomi misses 2 of his shot, maybe 1 of his shot, obviously, they punished everybody. They lost 1 player to the Bravo. They were very quick to trade him out. Nomi players got punished right there and then after missing his shot. And they didn't lose their life to Pandarox as well. Obviously, he had his ultimate ready. Maybe he was just saving it for the last round. But he might have could have baited out both of those players in that scenario. But yeah, first round on the side of Lethal Esports. A is being contested again. A main has just been given to Team Lethal Esports without much of a contest right now. Levi goes in with the dash. Smokes are being thrown. Those things are working out, at least for them. Omen gets 1. Gamers trade him out, but look at that. Omen has no idea that Rave is just right into the site. He was too quick with that.
Yeah. Good initial kills for Chubby5, but Lethal Esports, they went straight into the side with no hesitation whatsoever, and Chubby5, they just weren't expecting it at all. And now the KJ ultimate's being traded out. Nobody has a utility to exactly destroy them, so it's just going to be about who's rather quicker, and the answer is Chubby5. They get all the kills. Both of the remaining players do get detained, but they have enough time to work with, so it's going to be an 11-1 scoreline at the end of the first half. Lethal Esports, your own map pick, and you're down by 10 heading into the second half. So this is not looking good whatsoever.
Good is still,
No,
I would say, good is still, I feel like, come on, a friendly term. Terrible is what I'm looking for here, guys. This is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. In fact, it's just very nice here. On the other hand, I feel like, guys, come on. You don't
have to stay around for Valorant often. I do.
You have to stay within this community. I come here after a year, say something to the gamers, say something to the community. They just like, oh, this is a guy who's saying bad stuff to us. Get out. I go for a year, come back after a year, and I repeat the process.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to be here. One thing, which is going to be, might just be the turning point, is this pistol round. If they get it, might just be the start of a good potential. Obviously, they are on the defensive side, so things could be. Come on, guys. I'm just taking a bit of a leap here as well. But no, GameRX is just too good. Gets one play. Pandorax is just too good with his shots as well. Gets the second, and his ability is able to get the killjoy. Elsa and Omen both gets their kills, one off for the team, but it just leaves with Chappy 5, Steve 3 players, and only one Woody left on the side of Team Lethal Esports. Come on, we should go for. Oh, Omen hit spots him, gets him through the wall. And it's the headshot as well. Wonderful play coming in. And I feel like still, it was Pandorax who was just particularly impressive with his utility and his aim. He was able to get 2 kills in the pistol round.
Away from securing. Sorry, no, wait. Chapri 5 only 1 round away. Excuse me, the colors sort of confused me out. But Lethal Esports, they're 1 round away from losing their own map pick, and the next map, I believe it is Haven. So Chapri 5, of course, you're going to be feeling confident. It is your own map pick. You've had an absolutely controlling map 1 here as well. So the confidence, it's definitely going to be in the favor of Chapri 5. And ooh, Omen, that's a weird one-on-one trade, but if you're Lethal Esports, you'll take anything to work with for the time being, because you're sort of at a desperate point right now. You're trying to win any fight you can, and well, the KJ, they won't be getting any in particular right now. GamerX gets the timing right, but the trade is there. 2 versus 3. The SO attack down quite a lot, and Lethal Esports, it seems like this map is done and dusted for them.
Especially even after the they got those trades coming in. Both of their players have very few HP. Leaving one behind is also being surrounded with player Bravo coming from behind. Elsa on the other side is also down to 40% HP. Nomi players won't miss his shot. And ladies and gentlemen, we have the winner of the first game is going to be Chapri 5, who were impressive in their game. I feel like they had everything they needed. They were aggressive on their right stance. They were particularly very impressive with the utility coming in. Breach, I mean, he was a wall of defense on the side of A. He didn't let anyone in. Maybe whenever there were players coming in, player Bravo was able to get 1 or 2 players out. Pandorax was just too impressive with his guns, with his mechanical skills. We have 15 kills on Killjoy. We cannot ignore GamerX in the end. 17 kills, 7 deaths, 336 average combat score.
2 players have crossed the 300 point ACS, and that just speaks a lot on its own about how the game is went. It was just simply pure domination coming from the side of Chapri 5, and the 1 round Lethal Esports did win. It was a close 1v2. It could have gone either way. Ravi, he did start to show up over towards the end of the game, but it just felt like it was a bit too late. There was quite a bit miscoordination from the side of Lethal Esports as well, so they need to fix that up, because as I've said repeatedly at this point, it's Chapri 5's map pick coming up next. Lethal 5, the Lethal Esports, they've just lost their own with a 13-1 score line, so the mental game, it needs to be strong right here. This is where they need to show that they're actual players that are probably going to become proper pros. So this is where you show your potential.
And especially when you talk about Team Lethal Esports, the potential of there are a couple of things that could have been a bit better. Like for example, the site that when you take down the site, they were good at that sometimes. But when you talk about those duels, they weren't particularly very impressive. But I have a couple of things that I want to talk to you guys about. I want to point it out especially for Lethal Esports. But before we do that, before the game number 2, we'll take a short break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello everyone and welcome back again for the second map of semi-finals, which is the game number 2 as well. My name is RC and I've been joined by Jaziv again. Jaziv, what a one-sided affair it has been for Team Chapri 5 and Lethal Esports, and definitely not a one-sided affair that Team Lethal Esports wanted to be in. They absolutely got destroyed in their own map. Unfortunate, right?
Oh yeah, very unfortunate. It was even painful for us to watch, I'd say, to some extent, because we were, of course, hoping for it to go to a map third icebox, and there's still potential for it, but the mental game, it has to be absolutely devastating for Lethal Esports to having lost their own map heading into their opponent's map pick, which is, of course, going to be Haven. But the good thing, to some extent, is that of course Haven is one of those maps that sort of everyone pretty much knows how to play. It's pretty similar to Ascent, but we did say that about Ascent as well, and the scoreline did end up being 13-1, so I'm not quite sure what to expect at this point on. But if there's anything, Lethal, they need to make sure that they start good, because they need the momentum, they need the confidence early on, because if Chubby 5 they start on a good note, they're going to take it away.
But as we talked about the map and gave it the importance of map to Lethal Esports, the map never came into the play. Obviously, they lost their duels, they lost their side. They didn't use their utility as much as they wanted to use. They got hit on those angles they never wanted to get hit on. They never waited it out as well. For example, on the map of Ascent, it's always been like, oh, the mid is contested multiple times. The mid was never being breached by while Team Lethal Esports. Always they went to A or they went to B, or they were like, oh, let's just go towards a short side as well, while they didn't wait it out as well. And obviously when they did try maybe once, after some time they lost their duels. For example, Elsa lost to Omen, Pandorux was just getting better, like player Bravo was getting kills across the map as well when they tried to came towards A side. Nomi plays was just too good on the mid side as well. So I feel like maybe they weren't confident in their details, but I feel like sometimes you have to go for a default position, wait till you get some kind of advantage on the attacker side, which is generally a strategy for all 5v5 games. Like go for a default position, wait all till the other team makes some kind of mistake, or you see some kind of advantage, maybe in terms of utility, maybe in terms of plays, and then you might try to maximize it. But it went all blazing in and it didn't work out for Lethal Esports.
Yeah, and you have to give props where props are due, because Chapri 5, they were absolutely magnificent when it came to isolating those fights. There was one round in particular where we talked about how player Bravo held onto the A short area quite nicely behind his aftershock and the fault line, which allowed Chapri 5 to take the fight over towards A main, isolating Isa out, which denied again a lot of utility for Lethal Esports, which made entering into the site a lot more harder. So were a lot of those minor things that were just going absolutely right for Chapri 5, which they capitalized on, and that sort of became the whole clutch factor for them, where they took round after round. Even in some of the clutch situations, there were sort of some miscommunications from the side of Lethal Esports that were capitalized on. One round in particular where Gamer X had dropped from heaven, got the first kill onto Isa. Woody didn't even receive the call out, I'm assuming, because he didn't look backward towards Gamer X, and Gamer X went on to get a 4K for that round to clutch it up. And it's just these small things that have costed Lethal the rounds again and again.
I mean, I remember that round particularly well, and it's not like Gamer X was just like, oh, he was walking silently, he was crouching, he didn't make any noise. He was just like being on a loudspeaker, so trying to get a lot of noise while he just dropped from Heaven onto the A side. And he was like, oh guys, I'm here now, I'm gonna kill 4 of your people. Can you do something about it? And that's obviously yes. But we talked about the complexities, we talked about the potential strategies, but it never came to that fact. Obviously, because when you think about Breach, oh, how did he play Bravo get kills? He used the flash, then he peeked, he got 1 kill. Then he used the flash again, he peeked, he got the other kill. As you mentioned out a bit earlier, that how Breach and Jet used to go with one another, it is exactly what was happening. And Team Lethal Esports, they had no answer to that, which is unfortunate. Because in a game like this, in the semi-finals of like a major tournament, you have to be prepared for these basic stuffs coming in. What you need to, like what is unexpected is like obviously, oh, there's a strategy that you didn't predict. That could be out of the box. But obviously, where we go again, a team like picks are being locked in, especially without wasting any more time. Lethal Esports went all in with their picks.
Yeah, well, enough talk about the map one. It's done and dusted, and that's what the mindset Lethal Esports should have heading into this one. They're already locked in all the way. Ravi, on the Jet, Buggy on the KJ, Isa again on the Omen, Uzair on the Soa, and Woody is going to switch things up. Instead of a KO, we have a Breach here. So changing things up a little, but for the most part, it is sort of the comfort pick that people usually have on Haven. And this time around, it is going to be a mirror matchup actually for both of these teams. Last time around, there was one particular difference between the in the face of KO and the Breach, but this time around, it's exactly the same. It's going to be an equal matchup, same cards dealt everywhere. So it's just about how both of these teams play intellectually and individually.
One thing that I am looking for the side of Lethal Esports is this time, since Haven offers like 3 sites just to make sure like, oh, you can like go either ABCU, but I feel like that's good on their strategy. They just like to hit one side and of being offered less resistance from the other team, from the defenders. I feel like in terms of multiple site, this could be something they work out. But obviously the retake is just more easy. They have to be careful of that. Obviously they have like attacker side. I always felt like Haven is bit of an attacker side map, giving you more control of the giving you more options, making sure defenders know which side is going to be hit. So if you're careful with your planning, if you're careful with the songs you make, the information you're giving away. Obviously, if the enemy team is know before you're going to hit the side, makes it much easier for them to stack their players, to rotate their players towards the B side, and you have to be careful with those things, with the information you give away. And I felt like all of the times that I obviously forgot to point out, Lethal Esports, before they hit the site, whether it's going to be A or B, imagine that 4 players from the other side, they were already on that site. So it was already almost like a 4v5, a 4v4, not much of an advantage going in. The utility is being thrown left and right, while attackers have that surprise factor. Oh, is it A, is it B, is it C? And somehow they come in, oh, it's like 3v2, it's like 3v5, 2v5, and that's why they get the site as well. So I feel like the information that you give to the other team, that needs to be careful as well.
Yeah, and as you said, the attackers sort of do have a relative advantage in here. When if they're defaulting it and they manage to get a pick, it's going to be a lot more difficult for the defenders, especially because you only have 4 players to work with, and there are 4 key areas of the map, of course, 3 being the sites themselves and the garage, which allows for faster rotations between B and C. So you don't have enough manpower to hold them all on their own, because if the team, if the team decides to push onto a single particular site, it's going to be extremely difficult unless you're gambling onto one site and playing for post-plant on the rest. So it's going to be interesting to see how both of these teams do decide to play this one out. We're going to be heading into the game shortly, but one thing that I do want to talk about, we saw how great Player Bravo was in terms of utility usage and their KJ. So it's going to be hard, I think, for Lethal Esports to outdo them. But it's a tall task, but it's certainly not impossible. Lethal Esports, they need to come out swinging. They need to win the pistol round. It's going to be the most important thing in the series, in my opinion.
Definitely, I feel like by losing the pistol rounds, it makes it much easier to get the next round, gives a bit of momentum to the other team, and obviously losing both of the pistol rounds, that 4 rounds on the other side as well, it's very less likely that you win with a gun or like win with pistols against Spectre in the like a post pistol round. So that, yeah, obviously that thing needs to be careful. Other than that, I feel like as much as we have discussed the potential of Team Lethal Esports, what can they do to make sure they come back into this best of 3 series, as what Haven map offers? One thing that I don't seem to have an answer for, and that is just their mechanical skills. On the side of like team, look at like Team Lethal Esports, Revi, another team, they didn't get much kills throughout the game. Like it's like 9 maximum kills on their like Jet. On the other side, we have Pandorax with like Killjoy, like 14 kills. Then we have Gamer Zack with Sovo, like 17 kills. Then we had Breach as well with 14 or 15 kills, maybe it was 17 as well. So they were just a lot better in terms of their aim. So I mean, if it comes to that, then there's no answer. If you're missing your shots, I am sorry, but I've got no other explanation for you.
Yeah, well, we're already heading into the first round. 2 players gone for Chapri 5. A bit of damage dealt onto the players for Lethal Esports, but they still have all 5 alive. Never mind, scratch that. Woody's down, gets breached deft there, but still did deal a bit of damage onto Player Bravo, who has been spotted out as he's rotating. ABD gets the perfect timing onto Ravi, and now they have the total side control for A available, but ABD, no backup has arrived just yet. Eventually the spike should go down, and the players for Lethal Esports trying to stack around the A site. The site is down. The KJ not close by for Chapri 5 to help them out. ABD gets a massive frag right there, but he's barely surviving right now with almost 5 HP to work with. The KJ is going to be the key player for Chapri 5 here to defend the spike.
What just happened? While you were talking about the potential of ABD going down really early, it just goes at the hand of, like, he is able to get one more kill. That was a bit unfortunate on the side of Lethal Esports. They had everything they needed, but ABD come out all the way with the big guns. It's a like a figurative figure switch, guys. Come on, they didn't have the big gun. They went with the pistols. But yes,
they don't even need
like,
the big guns.
Yeah, they need the big guns. But look at that. Look at ABT. He went into the site. He got the A site. He smoked it off. Went to the Haven. Got a kill on Sova. Get another kill on maybe, I don't remember who exactly it was. Got the spike planted. What more do you need from your teammate? ABD coming just to make sure his team win this round. It wasn't like, obviously player Bravo. He got rest of the 2 kills as well. He was also very impressive with such low, less of an HP. He was just moving around here and there. He got his first kill like somewhere around garage as well. But yes, it looked like it was over for Chapri 5, but ABD made it all come back all the way and secure that first pistol round. Unfortunate, as we talked about the importance of that pistol round as well.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to bounce back from the early few rounds if Chapri 5 do end up building a lead behind this pistol. So this one was extremely crucial, as we've said earlier. Lethal Esports, they've lost the important round. Okay, they've lost their own map pick. Sure, it's gone. But this round, you're probably going to lose as well. It's all about what you're going to do in the third round, what your strategy is going to be when you have the rifles in your hands. Because other than that, Lethal Esports, there's nothing really that has been going their way. Chapri 5, they have been just absolutely great at playing at team play, and when they need, their individuals do show up as well. In particular, in the last round, as you said, ABD, he was barely surviving. He had pushed up onto the A site alone. He found the perfect timing onto Ravi, capitalized on it, got the side control all on his own. Player Bravo was the one that got the rest of the 2 kills. So both of those 2 players single-handedly took the round away from Lethal Esports' hand, even though Lethal had gotten the first 2 kills. So Chapri 5, they have the team play, but they have the individual skill as well when they need it.
And this is what we were discussing it a bit earlier. Those individual skills, obviously, they need to matter. Before the team plays come in, you need to be individually strong in your duels. And ABT, they need him to have an answer for that. But finally, the technical time out is done. I really hope the players have fixed their issues and they are almost like are not facing any ping or just like the game issues. But it's going to be Chapri 5. They are going for a bit of a default position. 1 player towards the side of A. It's going to be Gamer X. 2 players just playing at the start. 1 player moving towards, 2 players moving towards garage. But look at that.
All
Gamer X is just in a lot of trouble. So gets 1. Gets the second as well. I thought he might just not get the second one, but no, he was just too good with his gun.
Yeah, and I think if you're Lethal Esports, you take it, you manage to get 1 Spectre out. Oh, never mind, actually. You didn't even... if they had converted a couple of kills behind it, sure, it would have been pretty awesome, but sadly they couldn't. It was sort of a good gamble to go for an aggressive A push. Not aggressive push, but an all-out A push. Did get 1 kill, not a very efficient buyout from that, but still, it was something. But now they have rifles in their hands. Of course, this is going to be the prime round for them to take because they're up against Chapri's bonus round. All 4 Spectres and a Sheriff and a Sheriff in the hands of Gamer X. But from what we've seen so far, all of these weapons can be extremely deadly in the hands of Chapri 5.
The only weapon I feel like might not do much is like just a Sheriff. But yes, Park gets down, Nomi plays. Player Bravo is going inside. He's just going for that plant. There's a bit aggressive stance coming from their side. A lot of damage coming in from Sova with this bolts coming inside. They have to push back. They have to retreat. Wonderful retaliation coming from the side of Lethal Esports. What is their strategy? A lot of noise still being created on the side of team Chapri 5, and they are sure that they're coming towards the side of A. Zafra is also already going towards Haven. Maybe the plant will come in. But after that, it's still going to be a 4v5. Spike has been blasted.
It's a patience game over towards middle. Gamer X could get the timing right. Okay, he's definitely heard the KJ walk right away, but Jeffrey 5, they have the side, and ABD goes massive once again with the Spectre, gets 2 to his name. He was the one who gave the side control, who made the side available for Jeffrey 5, and now it's a 2-1-2. Player Bravo with the ultimate, gonna be able to get one more. Never mind. It's Issa that does trade it out, but Ravi, he has been spotted, tagged down quite a little bit, and Gamer X gets the final frag. A close round indeed. But Chapri 5, they come out on top, and ABD, he's just going lights out in this one. He was once again the player that took control of the A side all on his own. And when it mattered the most, he got the first 2 frags, made things hell of a lot harder for Lethal Esports to counter from.
And I exactly don't know what happened. I mean, I was watching just like them, and like Uzair Fly going towards A1, and the next moment it is going to be ABD coming on with 2 kills. Obviously got traded, but he dealt the damage, he took the advantage away. But look at that, ABD moving towards A side. They have been a bit aggressive towards the A side already. Obviously they don't have the guns to fight this one. Choppy 5, they know they have the advantage, they know they can maximize it, they have the utility as well. Nomi plays just going in with a flash coming in from Breach. Zafla had no answer to that. Woody gets spotted, it's just going to be a matter of seconds before he goes in. Revi gets Pandorax. I'm sorry, it's a bit difficult name to pronounce, but he was just waiting for a long time. He was able to manage to get to, he was able to get 1 kill on the side of Team Choppy 5, but unfortunately Team Lethal Esports won't be getting any more advantage other than that. 4 rounds down, the economy is in shambles, but that's going to be another full buy coming in the next one, or in this one.
At this point, it to some extent, it's starting to feel like that Lethal Esports have sort of given up. This round, it just felt like all of the team from Lethal Esports, they were scattered. Of course, they were playing on Eco. They were just trying to get some scraps, any pick whatsoever, any damage dealt onto Chapter 5. But it still felt like they were playing this with some underconfidence. But they're back on rifles. It's still 0-4. The round count is not massive for Chapri 5. Easily, they can make a comeback from this, but they need to have confidence in themselves. A good trade from Uzair. If he can follow up, okay, finds another one. Gamer X trades it out, but the spike has been spotted. That's a good amount of information for Lethal to work with. They probably have spotted out Pandorax as well, but it's ABD getting those crucial frags as Garage has been cleared out now. Only 2 players remain for Lethal.
ABD, look at that, he's getting a lot of aggressive, might just have a bit of an advantage on Riva. He has no idea what to expect. ABD, he's just managed to look the other way, come on. Oh. That was the time where you did not want that to happen unless you are in a very secure position. But Elsa coming from the right side of B, gets Gamer, 1 player left. Pandorax, can he defend? And that's going to be a very yes answer. Gets Elsa down. He knows where Riva is coming from. He's getting a bit aggressive as he spots him, but no, it's Riva who gets the first peek. Spots the shoulder of Pandorax, gets him down. One miss a shot. Wonderful performance coming in from Riva, or Revi, or Revi, whatever his name is, but it was like ABD was given on a free pleasure to him, and he was definitely hungry.
This round, in particular, it felt like Lethal Esports, they were a bit more better communicating. Those first few trades, they were nice. Ravi with the flank from A gets good timing onto ABD. But afterwards, the trade from the kill onto Isa allowed him to get the information he needed onto Pandorax. And after that, it felt like a relatively simpler round, but still, it was extremely close. It all came down to a 1 versus 1. Uzair, he has spotted quite a lot of players already, but the flank from ABD, his ultimate proves where the Nomi goes aggressive into the site, makes sure that there's nobody that intercepts ABD's position, and behind that they are able to convert 3 kills. Now leaving only 2 behind, scratch that, only 1. And Bali, there's only so much he can do up against 5, so much utility being thrown out, and oh, Nomi, they're trying to knife him. Okay, this is just no.
Oh, player Bravo, he was like, oh, I just don't want to knife him. I just don't want to take any more chances. He's trying to get away. Let's just take him down with the pistol if I have to. But it's one thing that I've just particularly observed. One thing is like, while you're talking about somebody going down, the next one goes down, and it's always Lethal Esports taking a lot of damage. Things are looking just a tiny bit better, not impressive. Woody has been like he has zero impact in the game. 0 kills, 1 assist in 6 rounds. Wasn't able to do a lot as well. Like I feel like things need to be stepped up from his side if he's looking to make like if Team Lethal Esports is looking to like turn things around for the next game, for this game as well. May hoping to go for the next one, but look at that. See, he's being contested. Elsa is just in the center, takes one down, but Flare Bravo, he's gonna take him down to the smoke. Bath playing from the behind, has been smoked off. Can he do much, Levi? He has his knives up, gets one. Gamer X just gets a lot bit aggressive. What exactly was the plan? Just to go on the back of the side, take everyone down? That's exactly not how it works. I understand you're underestimating Lethal Esports and you might just get punished for that. Leaving Team Lethal Esports with a huge advantage in this round.
I actually like this from Chopper 5. Sure, they got overconfident, and it was very evident that they did early on when a couple of their players pushed out. But mid-round, they've gotten their reality check. They could have easily planted right there and played behind it. They have the Breach ultimate to work with as well, but they gave themselves a reality check. They worked with the information that they have, and they realized that the A side is completely clear. ABD went in aggressive once again, was the first player to take control, cleared the whole site out, and now that the spike is down, it's actually it might just be slightly favorable for Chopper 5 with the Breach ultimate available, but of course they're gonna have to deal with the lockdown first.
Off your feet!
There it goes. The Breach ultimate out. ABD gets a kill behind it. The KJ ultimate taken away. Almost lined up both of the remaining players, but he did manage to take Buggy out, leaving a one-on-one with Airfly attack down to 60 HP. Does not have any information whatsoever to work with. The fault line going to make things absolutely miserable for him, and the aftershock going to finish things off. Player Bravo didn't even have to peek, and Chopper 5 continue to dominate as the scoreline goes up 6-1.
As he was hoping to just like wait out the blast, was hoping that the round ends before the blast comes in. But impressive coming in. This was something that we talked about a bit earlier. GameX just getting a bit aggressive, but ABD, he's just super good. Look at that. He gets the first one, destroys the lockdown as well, takes down the second player. The third one was able to finally take him down. But this not have been the first case. It's like it has been happening again and again. The moment Lethal Esports has the advantage, Chopper 5 takes it away. The ultimate coming from Sova didn't deal much of the damage. Nomi plays just going in. Finally it gets connected to the Woody. And look at that. Where exactly is Nomi plays? He's just too deep into the enemy territory. And will he get punished for it? Obviously gets spotted to the drone. But look at that. They're just scared. This is their playground. And they can't do much about it. Nomi plays gets Uzar Flyer Heavy gets knocked as well. And Nomi with the knife coming in. They want to knife him. They get both of him. He gets both of him. But Pandorax gets him down finally. It's ABD who was also trying to knife him. But it's this map looks like more of a meme and less of a competitive series.
It sort of is starting to feel like a ranked game where you just have a whole team of players out with their knives running towards you once you're down 6-1, and even it doesn't exactly happen in ranked as much, of course. Chapter 5, this is exactly what we were talking about. The confidence is through the roof right now for them. They won the first game 13-1. It seems like they want to repeat that yet again here, and Lethal Esports, there isn't exactly a lot that they can do about it. Woody struggling with a 0-8 scoreline. Ravi managing to go around with a 1 KD, but it's still really not converting into anything. They need to secure a few rounds on defense, because otherwise Chapter 5, it's not going to be too hard for them to close things out if they end up going 11-1 up yet again. And it seems like there's just things are going to continue to get harder for Lethal Esports as two of their players have fallen, but it's all tied up through Isawi, the equalizer, but he's not going to stay alive for long himself. Player Bravo gets the trade, the spike goes down, and now it's all down to Ravi and Zar.
He gets his kill on GamerX. Not the first time he was getting a bit aggressive. Look at that EBD. He knew where the player was. Guess Levi has through the smoke. I don't know. I think he might just see him on the map. Maybe that's another player spotted him for like ABD. But he was just too good even through the smoke as well. And as for the last player, it was a 1v1 duel. Even the last player had the information exactly where ABD was standing. Even after that, he lost his duel. But Nomi plays, Nomi plays is just too good. He went in with the opening kill as well, and after that he got the follow-up frag, And now it went all the way towards taking the control of the site. Oh, I just that he was just like trying to land his shot through the smoke and gets connected to Zafly. Missed a couple of hits, couldn't do much, but look at that. ABD again onto the enemy territory. Spots Zafly, takes one, takes the second away. I was just a bit aggressive. Can he second take? Like, can he manage to take the third one? No, but he has to reload his gun. Woody, he gets spotted as well.
No.
And here comes the knives as well. The knives want to come in, but no, nobody's gonna knife him. And finally, in the meme round, is going to be Lethal Esports.
The attacker lockdown was used there, so they were hoping that they'd get a knife kill behind it. Sadly, it didn't really happen. Woody held the front line and held onto the side all by himself with the flash, especially behind the flash, and he did sort of get some assistance from W5 themselves when they didn't have their weapons out exactly. So putting some kills on board, but I'm not sure how exactly Lethal Esports are feeling about it, because it's sort of demotivating as well that a team playing against you is just so confident that they have, or that literally all of them have their knives out.
But right now they're doing a lot of damage, but Novi Place goes in, gets revived. Gamer X with the follow-up strike takes down Woody, and player Bravo, he gets the third kill. Finally, Bag is the one who's able to deal some kind of damage to Chapri 5, takes on one of the players, which is Gamer X. But it is just that, one by one, they're gonna fall at the hands of Team Chapri 5. It's not going to be Lethal Esports who's lethal, it's Chapri 5 who's coming up and taking the name of lethal right now. Just absolutely dominant. It's like I'm just queuing, and there are like 5 Smurfs against me, and they're just like making me feel bad about my game, my life, myself, and this is just that's what's happening.
Quite literally, nothing so lethal about Lethal Esports, pun intended. But as Riz Jawad has stated, there's. I just had to. I'm sorry. I couldn't hold it for much longer. The joke was unfunny, but it works, and I'll take it. Moving on, Lethal Esports still continue to struggle, but the flashes, they make things a lot more harder for Chapri 5 this time around, as Uzair and Woody make quick work of the team against them, now leaving ABD, the star player of Chapri 5 in this map particularly, all by himself, and he too shall meet his demise by the hands of Ravi, as the 9-3 scoreline is upon us. Could this be the comeback scoreline, and is the comeback active here? Do you think?
I mean, no. I'm gonna take out and go for a no. Obviously, that was a good, impressive round coming from the Lethal Esports. I feel like this might be the first round I actually saw some utility being like used right by the side of Lethal Esports. I saw Nomi got flashed, I saw player Bravo got flashed, there were smokes coming in. So that was the first time I saw actually Chapri 5 being the victim of utility. But let's see, still the pistol rounds, I'm not gonna put a lot of hope on the side of Lethal Esports. They have not been particularly like any good in this like best of 3 series or in the semi-finals. But Novi Place, they are getting aggressive onto the outside A. ABD with the follow-up coming in. They might just want to secure 1 or 2 kills. Oh, Wolves coming in. They are able to secure maybe 1 or 2 players. They know someone is holding that angle. Or getting a bit aggressive. They have messed around a lot now.
Yeah. Isa that finds the first blood, and behind the kill they push in. Nomi, a nice headshot onto Woody, but the trades are efficient. ABD only is good for 1 with the pistol this time around as Bongi takes him out, but player Bravo, a nice headshot onto Ravi. No side control given away just yet. Boggy forced to back down behind the flash. The fault line timing is a bit awkward, but regardless of that, Chapri 5 will be able to convert, and this pistol round is sort of a seal the deal thing for Chapri 5, because after this, they will probably end up winning the 11th as well, putting them 2 rounds away from winning the semi-finals and getting themselves a spot in the grand finals for the NGS Esports Fest.
I mean, and something that was particularly very impressive in all of in this last round was just player Bravo and his aim. I mean, Ravi just dashed in with those flashes and stun coming in from breach, but No, it was player Bravo who was playing from the back of the side and gets everything cracked. ABD, come on! You have to give some kind of a chance to the other team. Gets Uzafly. Riva is just there with his Spectre, takes two of the players down. The advantage is out there. Elsa gets a bit aggressive, takes a Bravo. A lot of noise coming from the Nomi players, but as soon as he doesn't care about the players coming from the front, he got his back vulnerable, goes down. But Nomi player is just not gonna stop, takes down the second player. He's way down on low HP. Pendorex coming in from behind takes him down. A good play coming in from Team Lethal Esports, especially from Revi, as he was able to take two players down, but nothing more than that.
Yeah. And that round, Chopri 5, they played with overconfidence. Three of the players pushed out over towards middle, and they still managed to convert it, and that just sort of speaks a lot about what Lethal Esports are feeling. They themselves are scattered in communication, they are confused, and it's just showing in their gameplay right now as well. It seems like they have sort of given up at this point. And Chapter 5, it's going to be a rather easier run for them forward in this map and the series, but still 11-3 comebacks of course can happen, miracles of course can happen, and Ravi, he's expecting one or making one happen himself as he gets one, but player Bravo denies him anything else. GamerX, he's still unspotted, manages to get one, finds another, looking for the third, and he delivers. Boggy does get the trade, but it's all down to him now, up against two more in the post-plant scenario. ABD on the defuse, spotted out, did take a little bit of damage, but pushes out, not getting the kill just yet. And the final player seems to be AFK, so Lethal Esports, they seem to have gotten their fourth secured as well.
I mean, it's not the time for Sahari or Sahu, what you want to call it. I mean, it's not like your parents are just behind and they're like, oh, come on, it's time for that. I feel like there's just a good 2 hours left for that. But he's just AFK right now. Maybe he's just facing some kind of technical issue that he wasn't able to participate in this round. And even with him not participating, he was like team Choppy 5, they were able to pull off that 4v5 rather spectacularly. Unfortunately, the last player went down at the hand of Baghi. He was just too good with his aim. He had the swarm grenade even thrown as well. I mean, it was ABD against him, and he had a clear line of the sight on the spike as well. So even if he was playing from outside the site, he wasn't able to, he couldn't get smoked off as well. So he knew where to shoot. But yes, they're not gonna take the technical timeout as well. They're just gonna be AFK. It's gonna be 4v5. C side's gonna be hit, leaving only one player, Pendorex, behind. He gets spotted as well. Bomb grenade is being thrown. He gets flashed in a very difficult spot. Wherever he gets one, but Pendorex coming from behind, takes down two players. Elsa and Revi finally is able to pin him down to the ground and finds them extra points in the end. It's going to be a 1v3, especially ABT. He's alone. Don't rely on the jet right now. He is just chilling in the base.
Well, ABD, he has delivered some miraculous rounds for Chapter 5. We're gonna have to wait and find out if he does so again. Spotted out, won't be able to get anything whatsoever as Isa picks him off. The 5th round on board for Lethal Esports, and I'm not sure why there isn't a technical timeout called yet, or even a tactical one if Nomi's just gone off his chair for the time being. But Chapter 5, of course, they're still more confident. Okay, Nomi has disconnected, so he's not just off his chair. Maybe the internet denied or something. That's just simply unfortunate. But Chapter 5, they're gonna have to get something done right away. Never mind, Nomi is back. Okay, 5v5. The danger is gone about losing rounds because you don't have a player available. So Chapter 5, all the rifles bought in. They're gonna look to close things out right here, right now.
And obviously, one thing is after not buying anything for the last 2 rounds, he had enough of a good credits to go for an operator. But with that now, Lethal Esports is taking it slow. They went pretty hard in the last 2 rounds, worked out pretty well for them. But now they're just waiting it out. 1 player outside A, 2 players towards the B side, towards the mid side, moving towards garage, and 2 players just looking to secure any kind of advantage towards the C side. Even Chapter 5, they are prepared to. They are now ready to take it seriously. With ABT rotating, that's a big rotation coming in. He knows there's something is being contested toward the garage side. 1 player on B, 1 player on A, and A is completely almost empty. There's not a lot of defensive utility for that big of a site. Can Breach manage that?
Well, it's this player Bravo. If anyone's been holding on to sides alone, it's been him, but not this time around. Ravi takes him out quickly. Nomi plays still in the close corner. Woody, he falls victim to Nomi's off. Nomi gonna back off. Play this one rather safe now in the 4v4 post plant scenario. The smokes denying vision to ABD. Gamer X was on the flank but gets spotted out. And demand disadvantage for Chapri to work with. Make that 2. Make that 3 is Isa and Uzair. Clean the house and put Lethal's 6th round on board, and finally some signs of life coming from Lethal Esports.
Probably Lethal have they taken this very personally right now. Again a full buy.
Oh yeah.
It can't be a full buy from the side of Team Chapri 5 if they lost 4 rounds back to back. So yeah, they're gonna go for the safe. Gonna go for a half buy, a couple of sheriffs. Let's see can they pull it off. But on the side, the economy is stabilizing right now. Lethal Esports, two ultimates ready. One is going to be Sova, the other one is Omen. Can they use it to get a bit aggressive, just like ABD did? Can they get onto the back of the site? A lot of the players towards the mid side is going to be ABD. A bit of shift coming in. Breach is getting aggressive towards the mid side. It's not going to be A. Oh, he gets spotted as well. And he's very low on HP. He's in vulnerable state right now. They know where he is. Can he get out? Pendrax has to get back as he's getting hit right now. Revive planting, and it's going to be a 5v5 retake.
Ooh, nice shot from Nomi. And these kills matter a lot. If he could get another, never mind. 2 players remain for Chapri 5. This seems like a done deal for this round, in particular as ABD falls as well. But Chapri 5, I think their content, if they with even the 1 kill, because the next round is going to be the most dangerous round for Lethal Esports, because Chapri 5, they have all 5 ultimates available, and behind that they have every single rifle and all the utility that they possibly could have wanted. So Chapri 5, this is going to be their best shot at getting to the map and match point right here. So Lethal Esports, this is going to be their turning point, because if they can win this round, the next one, Chapri 5, they're going to be broke. Probably Lethal Esports secure the 9th afterwards as well. So this is going to be the turning point for Lethal Esports, if anything.
Zarfly takes 1 hit down, but he was able to jump off the ultimate coming for Sova. That's 1 ultimate down, 4 still left. But look at that, even Lethal Esports, they have the ultimates ready. 2 of them are ready. 1 more points on 2 players, and they will have the ultimate ready as well. Still not a huge advantage on the side of Team Chapri 5.
Ooh,
Nomi
Nomi's getting aggressive.
Yes.
He's not expecting Woody to be there, is he? No, he isn't. So if the timing goes Lethal's way, that should almost be a free frag. But Uzair peeks out. Never mind, Woody peeks out first and Nomi flicks onto him. That's gonna force the rest of the players for Lethal to back off. We saw that Bari and Uzair, they did want to push up over towards A main, but after that op shot, they're forced to stay back a little. They did spot out Gamer X, but Gamer X playing this one smart, playing this one rather safe as well. And now things have gotten a lot more difficult for Lethal Esports, because the clock is ticking down. 35 seconds on there. The players are starting to stack over towards A, and 2 defenders available here. But it's desperation time. Lethal Esports, they need to go, and they need to go right now. But Nomi denying the entry as 1 goes down. GamerX follows with another one of his own. And the last 2 players are in a desperate situation, and they too fall like dominoes as Chapri 5 goes onto the series point.
And one major point of contention would be, as you are looking to hit A, okay, obviously Woody goes down at the hand of Nomi plays. That was unfortunate. He couldn't do much as well, but he was able to land 1 more shot. But look at that. Nomi plays, as who was getting killed, Gamer X exactly came in from the behind of the A. You got flanked by one of the angles that you didn't check, or maybe you didn't careful about. Somebody that would come from that side as well. That's just bad planning. You waited it too long. You were hoping to create some kind of advantage. You couldn't. And the moment you tried to enter A, it was like, oh, blindly walk into the A. That gave all the incentive for Team Chapri 5 to take down those easy kills. But look at that. They're getting a bit aggressive. Gamer X, he didn't know exactly that Elsa had gotten that control of the map. And now he got punished. Killjoy being used. Like ultimate being used. Lockdown coming in. They want to secure this one. And now Team Chapri 5, the rest of the Team Chapri 5, they have to get back. 4v5, it's not going to be an easy job. Will we see a lockdown coming from the defense side?
Chubby 5, they have a lot of ability to work with, but the counter ult from Woody it should make things just a tiny bit easier. The lockdown's still available, but of course the time is ticking down. A one-on-one trade goes through, still one life disadvantage for Chubby 5 to work with, and Woody is going to make things all the more difficult for them. The lockdown not invested into this round with Nomi's ultimate. It's converting kills, but they just aren't enough. Lethal Esports, they should be able to secure this one, but he's just on the spike, and Baghi manages to take him away. A 4 rounds deficit still on for Lethal Esports, but securing these every single round is important, of course. The economy is still nicely built up for Chapri 5, so they can steal this one away. They're going to have at least 2 more rifle rounds before a potential overtime is in play. So it could still go either way, but it's good to see that Lethal Esports, they're finally bringing some life into this game.
And obviously with the Chopper 5, they are finally taking it seriously. You can't be beaming around too long, obviously. You have to take it seriously. But other than that, I feel like they need to do one thing right to secure this race. So Lethal Esports, they need to do everything right to make sure they come back into this game. Or maybe overtime, yes. But oh, look at that. GamerX again getting a bit aggressive. This has been smoke off the entrance to the A. Woody is just nowhere to peek, way to aim right now. GamerX, I'm quite sure he will not getting be this much aggressive. Nomi plays is right there and then to get a clear line of sight and help him in any way he can. The mid is not being contested that much, obviously, with the Killjoy using his utilities onto the B side while holding Garage by himself. Breach is onto the back of B. But look at that, Nomi plays goes down at the hand of Woody, but Gamer X, he wasn't able to do anything. He knew the information, he was at an advantage, he had the surprise factor, but unfortunately he wasn't able to do anything. But look at that, Revive might just go down, and that's going to be, yes, he was able to play, Bravo was able to take 1 down, but Woody was right there to trade him out.
2 players remain for Chubby 5. The spike goes down. Pandarox gets the initial pick to allow them to enter into the site. Woody playing up close. They're hoping for a double peek to go their way, but Pandarox, he will fall to Woody, and he's up for an ace, and he shall get it. Woody was the player that was struggling the most out of Lethal Esports earlier on. He was down 0-8 in KD, but now he is the one that's making the difference happen. Up 13-7, so that KD is technically gone from to 13-9 if you don't count the 0-8. And those 11 assists, of course, as well. They play a huge part.
But look at that, obviously. Coming from 0 kills in the first 7 to 8 rounds to 13 kills, that's an impressive journey right now. Obviously, it needs to be appreciated. 9-12. Things are looking very serious right now, especially for Team Chapri 5. ABT getting a lot of aggressive right now. He's not in a very easy situation, and obviously he was as against a 1v2. He goes down. The C is completely open right now. Elsa and Jet Revy just going in, taking the control of the side. The spike is gonna be coming in. Probably it's not going to be of much use as well, even if you're able to get some kind of exit frags. Team Lethal Esports, their economy is very stable right now by winning some 7 or 8 rounds in the last 9 rounds. Yes, Nomi gets 1. Wood is right there to trade him out. 1 player left, that's going to be player Bravo, but he gets spotted by Baghi, and he is going to be punished by Baghi as well. 10-12, another round right now. It's going to be a full buy coming in. Look at that. Let's talk about the ultimate. This might be the round where they use its ultimate of Pandorax in terms of retake. They might just be playing a bit defense. On the other side, we have Zarefly's ultimate ready as well. He's just waiting for for the lockdown as to come, as maybe the Pandorax losing lockdown. He will use his ultimate to destroy that. The only thing that can happen if they take down Zarefly right at the first part of the round, maybe they can use the ultimate in the later part. But other than that, I feel like that lockdown might just not do much.
Probably, but we're gonna have to wait and find out how this round plays out exactly. But Chapri 5, they would need to win this one, because in the next one they won't have an economy to work with if they end up losing. Nomi plays in a world of misery. The one-on-one trace does go through, so Chapri 5 not in the worst of scenarios. The aftershock gonna put Woody far from the spike, but the plant isn't gonna stop yet. It does go down eventually. The lockdown utilized as well. Woody's ultimate is out, but GamerX from up top gets 1, but Baghi trades him out. Still a relatively safer round as the lockdown gets destroyed as well, courtesy of Azair Fly's Hunter's Fury. Now, a couple of players on the flank. ABD, he's going to be a crucial factor in this round. If he can convert at least a single kill, and he does! This is going to make things all the more difficult, and Chapri 5 end up winning this map behind ABD's constant pressuring of those 1 or 2 gaps that he has been able to find. Once again in the final round, he came up clutch with that one particular kill onto the KJ, and after that it was just confusion of all sorts in Team Lethal. I don't want to say it was a comfortable win for Chapri 5, especially in the second map, but it did go off on a hot start for them initially. After that, they just sort of became a bit more lenient, and it showed on the scoreboard. But props to Lethal Esports, of course. They managed to get to the semi-finals. It's not an easy feat. We have quite a lot of great teams competing in these tournaments, of course, but showing they sort of almost made a comeback happen in the second map as well. The first one, sure, it was a pain, but there are some positives to look at in the second one.
I mean, other than that as well, you were right about one thing. Obviously, they got up to a really great start. They were just like having fun after that. They were just trying to knife people. But the moment when Lethal Esports, they took it personally, they got serious, they got confident, they made sure, whatever you want to use the term for, and even after that as well, they were able to secure 3 rounds. It's like, oh, they're just getting that. One of the players was AFK, but the moment the Nomi players come in, we saw a full buy coming in for both sides as well. That was the moment even Lethal Esports was just on a war path right now. They were using their flash in the right way. Revi was just going in with that flash. He was getting the opening kills. He was getting the sight as well. So whatever Team Chapri 5 was doing, that was exactly the game plan of Lethal Esports, and I feel like they had the right mindset and the game skill as well. I don't know what happened to them, but I hopeful they will be more confident in their next matchup.
Well, Chapri 5, now they're heading on to the finals. Of course, it's going to be played on Sunday on this YouTube channel, of course, of NGS. So stay tuned for that. They're going to be playing up against the winner of NVS and VRN. I'm not sure who ended up winning that one. The match happened earlier on. Sadly, it didn't get streamed. But of course, thanks a lot to our partners which made this tournament possible: GameBird, GamePoint, Spotcom, and Crave Mart. But it has been a fantastic matchup so far. The first one, complete dominance. The second, quite close as well, of course, even with the memeing. And we'll have to see some memes as well in there, RZ.
Obviously, Riz Jawaz would love to see some memes as well right there and then. But that is it from our side. We hope to see you guys soon. Until then, stay tuned to the NGS pages. Follow them on the social media so that you can get updated on what is about to happen next. But till then, take care. Allah Hafiz, and we hope to see you soon.